who I was talking to. I've been on a few times, Mark. You know, I really, I actually have been drifting towards more and more time on radio when I feel like, you know, when I got my breath. And, I'd like to do CW. That would be fun, but now I have arthritis in my right hand, and I was never good at CW in my left, Mark. But I was never a big CW operator, but you know, every once in a while I get out there and make a few contacts, and I don't know, kind of exciting from way back in those first days when you know you heard your call and you actually understood it, you know, and you got to. Because I didn't have a very good CW receiver, I'm sorry, an HF receiver, and it kept drifting, so you had to keep your hand on the dial there so you wouldn't lose the signal. But anyway, wondering how you're doing. Back to you, Mark.
Oh, well, I'm doing all right. I'm actually thinking about buying me one of those little straight keys and maybe doing a little CW, learning how to do it. I was thinking about joining a CW club, and part of this club is that with the membership, they'll teach you CW, and they say that they can get you going, up and going in about 6 weeks, and that you can at least do the basics. And I thought that would be worth a membership.
Well, that sounds interesting, Mark. I'm kind of wondering what their you know, how they what their system is. I know I've had to relearn CW 2 or 3 times. It's like, you know, it's like a foreign language. You know, you gotta, you know, you learn it, but then you'll begin to forget some of it. Although right now I'm pretty. When I listen to CW, pretty much the letters just kind of pop out in front of me. You know. Anyway, I spent a lot of hours way back when between my brother and I, you know, doing CW back and forth. Sometimes he lives in Massachusetts, and his radios weren't that great, so we used to have to use CW in order to transmit to communicate with each other. But actually, he got himself a new radio, so on 40 meters we can talk about any time. So anyway, no, it sounds like a good deal, Mark. I kind of like single. I don't know what you call them anymore, but not, I like the MFJ has kind of a neat. It has an oscillator and a side paddle, which is kind of interesting, kind of neat. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, I've seen those little paddle ones, and I've been watching videos of people using them, and they do look like they might be a little better, but I do also like the idea of doing it the old school way, and maybe learning the old school way first, and then if I can't pick up on that, maybe I'll switch over to one of those paddles, but I definitely think I'm going to try to at least learn some of the basics.
I got right in front of me is the first key I ever had. It's an old Navy key that, geez, I think I got it in a pawn shop or at a flea market years and back when I was a teenager. And I don't know, let's see. I'm going to say I recently put I cheap board on underneath it. I actually put a actually recently, about 25 years ago, if you can call that recently, I got a piece of I had walnut or something or other. Anyway, so there you go. That's a fun thing to do. Yes, you would believe me. If you get into it, you find yourself up on HF and maybe running traffic here and there. Anyway, this is K1FID. Back to you. Not much to say from this end tonight, Mark. Back to you.
Yeah, I understand. I don't really have a whole lot to say either. I guess maybe I'll just take a standby here and go get me some iced tea, and I'll come on back down. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Romeo Delta.
Yeah, Whiskey 1, Mike Romeo Delta, Whiskey Hotel 6, Golf, Victor November. Yeah, you guys are talking about CW, that's really cool. Yeah, I got into it too as well. I just don't get to do it enough. But I do, know the alphabet, and I know how to make standard QSOs. I have the iambic paddle, the Venture paddle, Venture 2, and it's great. And I don't know. Some people might disagree with me, but I think the way to go is probably to start with an iambic paddle, because when you hook it up to your radio, it'll do the dits or the das. One side, the left side will be the dits, and the other side will be the das. Or you can do it. You can wire it the other way around too. But the thing about it is that it'll make sure that the dits are the right length, and the das are the right length. Whereas if you're using a straight key, you have to do that manually. You have to release. You have to let it go, and I know it's definitely a lot harder. So it takes a lot more skill to do it, for sure, using a straight key. So I do want to get a straight key though, to practice around. But yeah, I would probably just start with iambic, because you can set the words per minute on your radio and adjust your speed. And when you're starting out, you probably want to start up probably around 10 words per minute, and then work yourself up to 12, 15. And it can get discouraging, because when you go and listen to people, on HF, they're flying at 18 to 35. And when it gets up to those speeds at 30, it's just insanely fast. And it gets, the thing is to train your ear. But yeah, I got some tips on CW. For instance, I basically just started out by learning the alphabet, and I noticed a pattern. I noticed that E, Echo, I, India, and S, Sierra, E is 1 dit, I is 2 dits, S is 3 dits, and then H is 4 dits. And if you just spend 1 week on that, there you go, that's 4 letters. And then on the other way around, if you do DAs, 1 da is a T, 2 is an M, and then 3 is a O, and then what? There's no 4. I don't think there's a 4. So, but that's right there. That right there is just really easy. That's 7 letters right there out of the 26. And then the numbers aren't that hard either. It is hard to differentiate between the numbers when you're... Sorry, I broke out. Hold on. Yeah, anyway, so that's 7 letters you can learn right away. And the numbers is just, a 1 is just 1 dit, and then 4 das. A 2 is 2 dits, 3 das. 3 is 3 dits. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4. And as long there's 5 characters, and as long as you fill in the back end of it, And then after you get past 5, which is just 5 dips, then it just goes the other way around. And then, yeah, up to 9. Yep, so, I don't know. Those are just some, like, easy tips. I don't know. But people, I'm not the best at it, and people will be like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. But, yeah, that's how I learned, like, I learned the alphabet, but, and numbers and stuff, but the way I did it was just, I just noticed those patterns and how they sound. And, I learned the alphabet in, like, a month. But getting good at it is another thing. And then, not only just doing it and, transmitting it, that's one thing, but you also have to be able to hear it. That's another thing, so that's the other side of it. Alright, just thought I'd jump in there with that, my limited CW knowledge. This is WH6GBN. Alright, yeah, I'm looking at the monitor here. It looks like we have a KJ5HNC. KJ5HNC, John, it looks like. Would you like to check in for the trash panda net? This is WH6GBN. Alright, that's all good. Yeah, there's just some lurkers, that's cool. They can lurk. Yeah, I would hate that. That's one thing I actually kind of hate about having a Hawaii call sign. Is like people see me lurking and they just automatically call you out. And they're like, oh, let's talk to Hawaii. And they expect to hear some, I don't know what they expect to hear. I don't know. I'm not a local, that's for sure. So, alright, just acknowledging it, that he's monitoring. That's cool. But yeah, it sounds like it's a little quiet night, and I don't know if the trash panda himself will be on. I don't know. He said he would. He's there like a duty. So, all right, I'll be just standing by for a little bit. Good to talk to y'all, and hopefully my CW gives you a little bit of an idea before you get started. They also have the CW Academy, which people swear by, but I've never used it. You really just got to put in the hard work. There's really no easy way around it, besides just finding patterns to help you get better at it. So, that WH6GBN, I'll be monitoring. Yeah. WH6GBN. Hey, does anybody know about what's going on with the like a Wires X stuff out there? You guys do any of that or no? Because I don't know. Yeah, I've checked into you guys. You guys have quite a system out there. People purchased and set up out there, but it's crazy because no one out here has that stuff. So I don't know. I try to get into it. I talk on it. I'm able to connect into it, but we don't have repeaters. I have to do it the manual way. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows if any of you guys do that stuff or not. I know N1BKQ does, but other than that, yeah, I don't know, because it seems like it's dead. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just how radio is nowadays. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and what's the deal? I feel like Jerry Seinfeld, but what's the deal with, yeah, Wires X? Yeah. Anyway, yep, I'm still here. Look at that, Whiskey 1 Mike Romeo Delta's, page there. Hey man, you look like you're a redhead. Ginger, big ginger Viking dude. Yeah, I don't know where the heck I have my photos, my Marine Corps photo. The actual one. People don't know this. When you join the military and you go to boot camp, you basically they have this fake dress blues. It doesn't even you're not actually wearing dress blues. they just kind of like put it in front of you, and you wear the hat, and it's not even sized for you, but you just wear the closest hat that they have that's closest in size to you, and then you don't even, I don't know, at least when I went, I didn't wear the dress blues, and they just have like a fake dress blues that you kind of put in front of you. It's only the front half. And of course, you know, you're not even a Marine yet, so you're like a boot pogue, and they got nothing on there, and like no medals, no ribbons, nothing, and it's actually not even a real dress blues thing. And the background is like kind of the standard cliche background that everybody uses, so I don't know, little known fact. So yeah, just looking at your page now, that's cool. Yep, slow night. I hear Doug's around. What's going on, man? Third look to duty.
Hey, thanks for looking at my page. I know what you're talking about with those dress blues, because we were really disappointed that the Marine Corps did not issue us a set of dress blues. I guess they used to issue dress blues, but they stopped doing it, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, well, when I graduated from Paris Island in, what was it, 2011, I think. Yeah, at the end of, it was January 2011, or was it 2012? I can't remember, man. The years fly. But yeah, I remember that whole ordeal with the pictures. Like, dude, we were like outside in line, you know, like heated and all that nonsense. Just, you know how they lollygag you around, and you're just in big groups, and you have to walk in formation, march in formation, and everything. And then, you know, while you're waiting to go to the next place, they just like find reasons to just, you know, make you freak out and stuff. But yeah, we did get dress blues. We got only like one or two jackets, I think, and one or two of the blouses, and two sets of trousers with obviously no blood stripe, right? But the thing that pissed me off about boot camp is you know, we had to pay for that crap, right? And then, like, dude, the drill instructors brought us back to the house, and they had everybody. Oh man, there's so much stuff to talk about. Okay, first of all, when they size you for that stuff, they don't actually put a tape measure around you. They just have like some black dude that's been working there for like ever just look at you, and he just knows what size you are. So I thought that was funny. Second of all, yeah, and then they size it all, and then the drill instructors, they bring you to the house, and they make everybody just throw their shit right in the middle of the fucking right in the middle of the barracks there, the squad bay. That's the right word. I'm losing all the words, man. I don't remember the words anymore. There's so many terms for everything in the Marine Corps, and I'm starting to forget them. It's been a long time, but those are the two funny things. Like, people think, you know, you don't actually wear the thing when you're there. And I'm surprised to hear you didn't get issued any. But we got like 2 sets, I think. And then they just made us all throw them in a corner, like in the center, to fuck with us. And then, you know, we had to go find them, and then we get the wrong stuff. So you just come out with the wrong stuff, even though you already paid for it.
Ski1 Mike Romeo Delta here. Yeah, they didn't issue it to us, and the other thing is when you become a corporal, they should issue you a sword, you know? I still don't have my sword, and I would love to have that sword on the wall. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, the NCO sword, yeah. And then, yeah, they don't pay, I mean, luckily for me, you know, I was in the band, right? So we got a pretty good uniform allowance. But yeah, you had to buy all the crap yourself. But yeah, you don't get the NCO sword. You know, they should really do that. But yeah, so you can go buy them if you want. And then there's an SNCO sword and all that. It's a whole 9 yards, and it's just like, dude, I'm like, dude, we're working for these guys, and I mean, it's you know, it's volunteer, right? But it's like, man, they're just like, you don't get paid that much as it is, but then you gotta go buy your own uniforms and stuff. It's pretty pretty rough, and it's not cheap, man. That stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, they did the same thing to us. They took us down and they got our all our camo uniforms, and I was a pretty big dude. And then they threw it all right there in the middle, and they screamed and yelled at us and all that crazy stuff that goes on. And anyway, somehow I ended up with the very smallest guy's pants, and they made me put them on. Man, that was pretty embarrassing.
Good evening. The time is 11 p.m.
Yeah, they have a way. They have a way of screwing with you, and they know what they're doing. It's like, I don't mind if they screw with you. I get it. I can play the game, whatever. But yeah, you're paying money for it, though, right? It's coming out of your lousy private paycheck. And I had some college experiments. I had a couple college credits before I joined, so like I got PFC out of freaking boot camp. Ooh, big deal. You still make nothing. And the price is not cheap on that stuff. But no tax when you go to the exchange or whatever. What do they call it? I don't know. Well, we have the NEX, the Navy Exchange, where you can get all that stuff, but they have their own, the Marine Corps PX or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny stories, man. There's a lot of funny stories. But man, it's weird, yeah. I got out. I still have, I got rid of most of my uniforms, or I threw my utilities in the trash when I got out. I was just like done with it all. I don't know. I should have kept them for like, just to cut them up and just wear them around the house. But I didn't. I just was like, I'm never gonna use this stuff. And it was just like clutter because I didn't. When I got out, I'm like, I can't. I don't have enough space out here to have all this stuff I can't wear. Because in the Marines, you can't wear your utilities out in public. You can't like the other branches can. So it's just like, what the hell do I have it for? So yeah, I think I found one pair of dress blue pants with the blood stripe on them. I still have one, but I don't have the blouse. So, oh no, pity me. Yeah, I don't have any desire to really go to a Marine Corps ball anyway. So I don't know, man. But yeah, funny stories.
Yeah, they used to do this thing. It was called thrashing your ass. So they'd make you get on the quarterdeck and do pull-ups, sit-ups, flutter kicks, anything they could do to what they considered was thrashing your ass. So, man, they used to really, really put it to me. One time, they made me do that on every single quarterdeck in the whole battalion. And then on the way back, they stuck me in the sand pit. Oh man, I'm telling you what, they got me good that day.
Oh yeah, you and me both, brother, man. I wasn't big. I wasn't that fat or anything, but I wasn't big. But I was kind of I guess I was out of shape. I don't know, but not that much. I don't know. I was old. That was my problem. I was 27. I was the oldest possible age you can be to join, and they knew it. So they made sure that my age and my wisdom didn't allow. Yeah, they broke me down and made an example of me at points. They do it to everybody at some point. But yeah, I got some extra special treatment. But luckily, they didn't mess with me during because you'd have to go to these classes and whatever. I would always stay awake, but the people that didn't stay awake, they would just wake them up right out of nowhere, get in the pit. The sand pit's right out there, and they just IT out there. But no, they just screwed with me like outside of that, just general stuff. They would just make stuff up flat out. Like they'd be like, "Oh, you moved." Like, what? I didn't move. What? Oh, you're talking back now, bitch? That kind of stuff, dude. They have mind games that they play, and what drives me insane is that people don't realize that they're mind games. they take it super serious, and yeah, they will not allow, if you're not, like, the people that they think are the most physically gifted, they will put in squad leader positions right away and let them fail. But, yeah, if you're not, like, a freak athlete or something, they'll just single you out, and they'll make you in shape by the time you leave, which is their job, so I get it.
Oh yeah, they're smart, man. They know what they're doing. They got that whole thing fine-tuned right down, and they know what they're doing. But yeah, I wonder if Jack has any stories about boot camp.
Sure I do.
Yeah, you were skinny when you joined, so I don't know. Wait, oh yeah, you came over from the Navy, right?
That's right, and I was working I was on the wards at Chelsea Naval Hospital, and my last week there, now here's a story for you. I was being transferred, so I was in, I was like, kind of like in transit at Chelsea, and the last week there I had to work on they call them the ramp wards. Chelsea still had a number of wooden buildings out in back of the hospital there that from World War II. And so, anyway, I pulled for a couple of nights there. I had to go down, and I was down in the what's called the transit wards. And what it was a bunch of Marines that had healed up, and they were waiting for orders. So when the nurse took me down there, the RN, she said, well, whatever you do, lock yourself in the nursing station, pull the curtains down, and just whatever you do, don't open the door, because you'll get your ass kicked. These Marines are going to come back in here drunk, and they're going to want to beat somebody up, and don't let it be you. So, all right. So I'm saying, oh, this ought to be fun. So I was already looking at being transferred for 3rd Marines. I got, my orders was, transferred to 3rd Marine reinforcements, whatever, through Camp of June. Anyway, so I brought a good book, which I didn't totally read, but I sat there, and there was all kinds of hooting and howling and noises and people knocking on the door, and I didn't open the door. So the last night I was on the ward, and this was like in February, I opened up the door at 7 o'clock, or 6:30, and there's a 6-foot snowman in the middle of my ward. I mean a real snowman. So that's what those freaking Marines did. Those fuckers. Oh, I have to think of another story. But anyway, back to you, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, once you're out of boot camp and stuff, like, once you get to the fleet, or even your school, like, you start to see why they were so hard on you, because, like, honestly, it's just a bunch of, frat boy punk kids, and, that's why they have so many restrictions and stuff, in the barracks and all that, but, yeah, people still party and do crazy stuff, and then, this is why we can't have nice things, because, people will always find a way to mess things up if you give them a tiny bit. So, people will drive drunk on base or whatever, and they'll haze everybody for it. But it makes sense. I know. It's just funny. It's like when you get out of boot camp, like, you're so happy that you got out of boot camp that you like
by the time you're done with boot camp, you get the drill, and you're just like, you're really in shape by that point, and you're like, oh, this is nothing, and you start laughing about all this sick crap that happened to you. And yep, and then when you get to the fleet, it's kind of like, the sergeants become the drill instructors, and they whip their freaking lance corporals and corporal, in the shape. So, yep, I completely understand. It's very interesting. But yeah, I wonder what boot camp was back in the day. I heard some crazy stories. Like, I heard one time in Paris Island, around Vietnam era, somebody just led everybody into the freaking. If you've ever been to Paris Island, some drill instructor just took his whole platoon through the swamp, and somebody got stuck in the mud and ended up drowning. I don't know. Crazy stuff. Yeah, Paris Island sucks, especially the freaking, what was it, the sand fleas or whatever? Yeah, they make you just sit there, waiting around forever, the gas chamber and all that stuff. They just, herd you around and do these different events and stuff, and they make you just sit there and, and they make sure you stand still, and, you don't move, and you just, while you're sitting there getting bit. By God knows what is in the sand over there, but cool stories. Yep, WH6GVN, I think Trash Panda Dude is around. I don't know. Who else is out there? If you anybody want to call in, drop your call sign and I'll add you to the roster here. This is the Trash Panda Pissed Off Net, or the Pissed Off Panda Net. Whichever way you want to say it. Who cares? WH6GVN.
KA1SHU. I got a story. Not really a story, but you talked about an incident where one of the drill instructors took his platoon through the swamps down there. I think it was might have been Geiger. I don't know, but I actually knew that sergeant. I don't think he got a dishonorable discharge. I think he got a general discharge. But I actually knew him. He actually had a job for the state of Massachusetts doing. He went around. Every farm have scales for milk on dairy farms, and he was I remember. I worked on this dairy farm, and somebody told me that this is that Marine that you heard about. And he was kind of a nice guy. I think he just made a mistake. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you're training for war, so it makes sense that you do that kind of stuff. But, it's hard to have accountability of people, especially if you're doing that at night, which I think I heard was what happened, especially at night. So I guess the safety protocols weren't really in place at the time. And yeah, but there's been a lot of incidents. Whatever what was it, the freaking, the Muslim dude joined the Marine Corps, and he was just hazed relentlessly, which I don't understand why you would join the Marine Corps in the middle of right after 9/11. You gotta be crazy. I mean, to not expect to get the business. But yeah, there was that one recruit that jumped off. It was only the second floor of the squad base. They're only 2 stories tall, and I guess he fell right on his head and killed himself. There's more. There's so many more. I don't know. What was one? I'm trying to think of more. I don't know. But I'll let somebody else share or whatever if they got. I don't know. It's just interesting, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's they got to take it seriously, but there's a line, and safety sometimes is not within that line. And one thing I learned about the Marine Corps is that your body can go through a lot more than you think it can, especially mentally. You will mentally tap out, but your body can still keep going, despite your mind telling you can't. So that's what I got. WH6GBN, whoever wants to take it.
I'll jump in here. I heard the same stories about the platoon that went out into the swamp, and I heard that there was some fatalities there. And but I could have swore that when I was in boot camp, I could feel the presence of Chesty Pooler.
Well, it probably has to do with it that, the ditties that you scream and shout every day, they make you, you learn all this stuff and this history and stuff, and, while you're marching, so, it could be that, but, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that place, yeah, I do want to go back there now. It'd be kind of cool, but, man, when I got out of there and I went to, my duty station in New Orleans after, the School of Music in Virginia, I was like, I never want to go there. And I felt really bad for any of the band Marines that got stationed there. Because it's like, dude, it's like your entire enlistment's going to be fucking boot camp. Because you can't relax over there. Because, the young Marines see you, or the recruits see you practicing in the band hall that was like really close. I know where the band hall is there. And I knew a bunch of people that were in Paris Island. I felt sorry for those guys. They don't got shit gigs. You got shitty gigs you got to do that aren't fun. And then you got to just, like, live around this, like, extreme, intense, like, training situation all the time.
Oh, Sam, I'll tell you a story. When I was in boot camp, one of the doctors said that I had a hernia. And while I was in boot camp, they took me on a bus and they took me to the Bethesda Naval Hospital. And anyhow, they said when I got out of boot camp that I needed an operation for my hernia. Well, I got the operation for the hernia when I got out of boot camp, and while I was in recovering from the operation or what have you, a few days later, what have you, they had me bandaged up really, really good. And I couldn't hardly walk. And anyhow, I found out that they took one of my testicles. And anyhow, I had to recover at Paris Island. So for about 6 months, my job at Paris Island was to raise and lower the flag. Pretty cool, huh?
I hope it was cool, because it's probably not worth losing your balls over. Or at least one of them. Sorry. Not to offend you, but jeez Christ, man. Losing your ball? For a hernia operation? I've had 2 hernia operations. I had one when I was a baby. And I had another one when I was in 4th grade. And, yeah, stupid me put that on the freaking waiver, so I had to get the waiver to join. Once a recruiter, I'm like, have you ever had any surgeries? And I'm like, yes. But at least I was smart enough to not tell them everything, but, man, dude. Is it just a crappy doctor? I don't understand why you would have to lose a ball because of that.
He said it was part started the hernia operation, but I don't know, man. All I know is it just sucks. Everything about it sucks because as soon as I started recovering from the op, they cut me open pretty good. And as soon as I started recovering, they were making me do sit-ups, running, everything you can imagine. Boy, they didn't give me no mercy at all. And as soon as I could do about 10 sit-ups, I could feel it bust inside of my body. And I was like, oh, well, so much for that operation. And that's how I've lived.
Wow, that's insane. That's a crazy story there. That's just medical malpractice. I don't know. You know, not to be a pussy or whatever, but dude, you know, a hernia is when your small intestine breaks out of your stomach walls. What the hell does that have to do with your ball? I don't know. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't know. I'm just speechless. God, thank God that didn't happen to me. And yeah, I've seen those, you know, those Marines or recruits. Sorry, excuse me. I've seen those recruits that, you know, they have to drop out because of something, an injury or whatever. And I was almost one of them. I almost, you know, I was doing the O course there, Paris Island, and I jumped up on the. I jumped from the one log to the other log, and I overshot it, and I know I broke one of my ribs, my lower ribs, and you know, they make you scream and yell all the time, and it just was a nightmare. And then yeah, the drill instructor actually he knew that I had the injury. I kind of told him, like, dude, I'm pretty, you know, I was like expecting, like, you know, hey, maybe you take it a little easy on me, knowing I have an injury, but I don't know, that one dude, he IT'd me one time, and he kicked me in the ribs, because he knew that I had a fucking broken rib that I was trying to nurse back, and he just did that maliciously. I don't have respect for that drill instructor to this day, and I know he got, I know where he is now, actually, and he got kicked out, not because of me, but somebody else complained, because I've talked to people that came after me, and somebody seen him, like, on one of his last classes, and flipping out. He got fired or whatever. I don't know. That guy used to abuse recruits really bad. Like, really bad. Like, really bad. Like, I don't know. I understand we're going to war or training for war, but, dude, this guy took it way too serious. I mean, it was... Guy didn't know when to turn it off. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, when I had my operation, as soon as I got out of the operation, I was bandaged up like you can't believe. And man, I was hurting bad. And they made me walk. They wouldn't put me in a wheelchair. And they also made me carry my sea bag. And I had to go up a lot of stairs and stuff with my sea bag. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they've gotten a little better at it now. I mean, they try to, because the way they used to do it, like, some trainings, they would just have you just flat up get out of bed and just start running right away. You know, now at least they have, like, warm-ups and stuff to, like, get you ready for it, to kind of prevent injuries and stuff, but, man, yeah, people that drop class, I felt like boot camp was like prison, dude, and it's like, I want to get out of prison as soon as possible, so I just dealt with the injury and kept it going. I wanted to get the fuck out of there because, you know, if you're held back a class, you got to stay there. You can be there for, it's only 3 months long, so what the hell, you know? If you drop a class, you can be there for like up to 6 months at least before they're like, okay, we'll send you home. But it's crazy. I don't know. Dealing with an injury in boot camp is just the worst. But well, it also sucks in the fleet, but it's not as bad. If you get an injury while you're in the fleet, they'll just label you a shitbag and pretend like you're faking it. But luckily, I stayed mostly healthy. physically the rest of the time. So, and I stayed in shape, and yeah. So, yeah, if I reached the rank of sergeant and then got out, so fucking, yeah, that phase of my life is over. Screw that crap, man. I don't know. You know, that's why I'm like, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it, because people are just like, you know, I don't know. There's just, I don't know. It serves its purpose and function, but it's not what I want to do with my entire life. But there's other people that is what they want to do with their entire life, so to each their own.
I threw my uniforms in the dumpster too. I wore my camos for quite a few years. Of course, I ripped off the label where it said U.S. Marine because apparently it's illegal to advertise that you're a U.S. Marine if you're actually out of the service. So, but they got all wore out and I didn't fit into them anymore, so I got rid of them. And the only thing I got left is a old camo hat that or cover that I had, and I've had it since boot camp.
Yeah, I know how you feel, man. Yeah, I threw most of my stuff out because you know, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't want to carry that crap around because you're not supposed to wear it out in town, and you know, once you're out, it's like nobody gives a crap. So like, who are you trying to impress anymore? And it would be cool to have them still, but whatever. I can still see them I can go into the next on Pearl Harbor base and see them if I ever. I don't know if they don't sell them to veterans. I can find them in you can find them in Goodwill. That's what's crazy about it. I don't know, but yeah, no desire to put that crap on again. But yeah, I still have my original EGA that they give you when you graduate. Yeah, I do have a bunch of photos somewhere. I have a bunch of my original boot camp photo I think is still in Pennsylvania. My one friend, because I thought I was coming back to Pennsylvania, but after college, but I met my wife, so I stayed out here in Hawaii. So I guess I'll ask for it one day. You can ship me in my box back, and I can just look at it. I know I have like random crap laying around, like I bought a cover that was a little too large or whatever. So I definitely have the woodland and a desert cover somewhere. And the booty hats we never used. We had so much crap that we had to buy that we never used. Like those stupid Star Trek looking green fucking Service Charlie. What the hell are they? No, they're not that weird. I don't even know what the hell it was. The Service Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. I forget which one. It's not the Alpha. Alpha is the suit, the pickle suit. Bravo is the long sleeve shirt, khaki shirt. The Charlie is the short sleeve khaki shirt. But what the hell is that weird Star Trek-y green wool shirt? Like it's like a, you know what I mean? I don't know what the heck it is. But we barely wore that thing. The cold weather thing. And then the freaking stupid Inspector Gadget jacket. Like what the hell? Are you gonna wear that around town? Splash girls pull out some watches, or what the hell is that shit? I'm talking about the Inspector Gadget gray jacket, the trench coat thing.
Yeah, roger that. I actually wore the woolly pulley a few times. It really helped quite a lot to wear that. Got into some really cold temperatures, but the Inspector Gadget jacket I wasn't a big fan of. I wore it a couple of times, but all that stuff took up so much room in my closet, and I didn't have the room no more, and I didn't see myself ever wearing it again, so I threw it in a dumpster. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did.
Yeah, that was it. The woolly pulley. That was it. Yeah, I got stationed in New Orleans. Yeah, I'm going to wear that in fucking 90-degree heat. Yeah, okay. And then Hawaii. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I never had those things. They were just taking up space. But they would always like be like, hey, out of nowhere, be like, bring your woolly pulley. Make sure you have it. For what? So we can make sure you have all the uniforms. Like, but you know, I was in the band field, so they're like, they just play. Those are the fuck games they play with you. I'm sure in the infantry they have all kinds of physical FF games they play with you, but in the band field it was all about like the uniforms and how you look in the uniform and. Oh God, it's so gay, dude. See?
Yeah, they had these games that were like sit in a chair in the middle of the battalion courtyard and hold a broom to your nose and do this or do that, or I'm sure you've seen lots of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the green weenie. It's the green weenie. So, yeah, when I finally was a sergeant and I got to the band in Hawaii, I asked the gunnery sergeant, who was, by then, like, they start respecting you and, like, they realize I'm good at my job, so they just start, even SNCOs are just like, okay. But anyway, I was like, hey, can we name the band the Green Meanies? As like kind of like a joke on the green weenie thing, but yeah, they didn't let that go.
Yeah, I saw a couple of your musical videos there a while back, and yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. I'm not a real musical type person too much, but I definitely respect those that know how to play musical instruments and make it sound good.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, yeah, most of the times I had were good. In the fleet. I mean, and playing performances were really good. We did a lot of really kind of, I would consider high profile gigs back then. Like Lieutenant General Hummer, we did his retirement ceremony in New Orleans, and yeah, that was a big one because that guy, he was basically in charge of the invasion of Iraq, which I mean, I understand the weapons of mass destruction was bullshit and all that, and it was kind of a charade, but militarily, like speaking, like his plan and strategy for that was like brilliant, and it worked really well. And we got to do his retirement ceremony. We also, Sergeant Major Castle, we got to see him a lot of times, and he was a cool guy. He got out. We did a ceremony for him. He's like that Marine that there's this iconic photo from the Iraq War where he's just holding a pistol in one hand and he's got shot in the leg and he's bleeding out and he's got two Marines carrying him out. There's that iconic photo. But yeah, that's the Marine that he killed like a bunch of freaking insurgents. Basically, they threw a grenade in the room and it blew up and he had to basically just kill people with his bare hands. And with the pistol and all this close combat stuff. And yeah. Alright. Yeah, interesting stories. I mean, it's true. But I don't want to call them stories, but yeah, it's good talking to somebody. I haven't talked to somebody that's been in the Marine Corps in a long time, so I mean, you were infantry, so yeah. We always respected you guys, but but we're pokes to you guys, which I understand. I understand it, because we're not, we didn't have to do anything that ridiculous as far as that goes, but, so, we respected you guys, you O3s and stuff, so, yep. WH6GBN? I don't know if, Trash Panda is on himself. Oh, I think he texted me, or is that my wife? Oh, wait, Doug said it. Yeah, just said dumb, I can grunt. Okay. Yeah. Army grunt. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Enjoying it. Good to talk to somebody about this crap, man, because I was like, while you're in, you can't talk about this stuff at all without being seen as, like, you know, not with the program. So, alright, my hat's off to you there. Whiskey 1, Mike Romeo Delta, Whiskey 106, call for November.
Hey, you guys talk about anything you want. I built the system. Talk about anything you want. Killing gooks, killing jabs, zip ahead, slopes, I don't care. Yeah, just a dumb army grunt. 31 Victor!
I didn't get to kill anything except for paper, but it's probably for the best.
I just killed time. That's all right. Mark, are you saying Biden's dead? Is Kamala Harris commander-in-chief for a couple weeks, or what? I mean, what's going on here? Because, yeah, getting some intel here. Like, I mean, maybe I'm just, like, nuts, but I don't know. I think it's run its course. I think humanity's run its course. I mean, I don't know. I can guarantee you right now we'll all be the last men standing on this country. Because only a crazy son of a bitch will attack this soil. Oh, man.
All right, I'll tell you, this is Whiskey 1, Mike Romeo Delta. Good evening, KA1SHU. I'll tell you what I know. I don't know if I should do it or not, but there was supposedly an incident that took place today, and they were rushed back off of vacation, but I'm not completely sure if they actually had gone anywhere. I don't know. There's conflicting information, but apparently when the news was broke, he fell to the ground and was medevaced, and I don't know. There's things that are transpiring, and but I just don't know. That's about all I know right now.
Sounds like another day normal for, we call that snafu Biden. Now, did he shit his pants or not?
Well, I think he shit his pants when he got the news broke to him, and then he fell to the floor because the shit was so heavy, and he bumped his head, and I don't know, maybe Kamala got her wish.
Now, is Kamala's wish to take advantage of Jose Biden or what?
I don't know. I think she just wants to be the commander.
Yes, she wants to feel the power between her legs.
Oh, God, can you imagine what that looks like right now? Right, like, paint a picture in your head of what that looks like right now. Snail trail.
Beef.
A roast beef snail trail.
Heard the jibba in there.
You want AIV, yes, sir. Yeah, well, it's either that or she wants a dildo in her ass and a horse's cock in the front. I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I did, well, Well, being a man, you know, there was a debate back in the day, AOC, Kamala Harris. By the way, if it's anal penetration, it doesn't count. It's actually not intercourse. Did you know that? It's not sexual intercourse, it was anal.
Man, you thought that was hot in the day, man? You gotta raise your standards.
No, I'm an old man. Dude, I'm an old man. Urgh. I'm an old raccoon.
Plap, plap, plap. Plap, plap, plap. I'm speaking. Plap, plap, plap. I'm speaking. Plap, plap, plap.
Wait, who's this? I thought that was Brian. Who's this out there? Who's this coming in?
GVN. Plap, plap, plap.
Oh, plap, plap, plap. I'm behind the times. What's that mean, Sam? Over?
It's the sound of your fatness hitting her fat ass when you're plapping her from behind, you plap hole.
Oh. Let me send you a picture. I got a nice picture. I got a picture of Kamala in a little hat. Little hat, bang.
The one I sent you.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to send it back to you.
Call.
Or midnight over there? Sorry. Midnight?
Call. Yeah. Oh, you want a weather report? Okay, it's 22 degrees and dropping. Wind chill of 13 with a 7-mile-an-hour northerly wind. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Am I also 5'9"? Up. No subject downloading. Oh. No subject downloading. Up. Oh, okay. Up. No plap, plap, plap. I guess I'll find it. Yeah, not at all at once now.
That's why I said roll call. W1JIB.
KA1SHU, Demented Panda. Oh, by the way, we welcome the 147-135 into the Trash Panda system. All those there in southern Maine wondering, what's happening with that 135? Yeah, what's that? What's that? Is that Steve Hanks? No. That's homegrown. That's a gibber machine. That's part of the Trash Panda system.
Roll call. KA1SHU, new net control, WH6GVN, K1FID, Whiskey 1, Mike Romeo Delta, Whiskey 1 JIB, KC1 HBL, in and out.
Ben is still in there? Ben, where the hell are you?
He said in and out like at 5, like an hour and a half ago. think he's back, but you can call for him. And anybody else want to join the Trash Panda? Break in now. I see monitoring. We have KJ5 Hotel November Charlie, and I see a Whiskey 7 IPA. So anybody want to check in? Call now. All right, they're just listening. Carry on. Man, we were having some good conversations about being in the Marine Corps. And then you joined, Doug, and now we're talking about plap.
What's Jack doing?
Standing by.
What's that,
hanging
Jimbo?
out here.
Jack, is it cold up that way?
Got my whole sea bag of Marine Corps greens, which I inadvertently left them on Okinawa because I didn't feel like I felt like that was it for the Marines. Oh boy, I wore my uniform one time after I got out, and that was at my best friend's funeral, who got killed in a motorcycle accident. And that was it. My daughter wears them one of my daughters wears them for Halloween. This is KA1SHU.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Yeah, so you served him, you did good. You honored him and did the right thing, so that's cool. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even think I can fit my own freaking uniform. Come to think of it, but no, I probably can. But yeah, jeez, yeah, it's crazy. It's funny to think that. Whiskey 1 Mike Romeo Delta. Yeah, he also just had the same thing I was thinking. Like, dude, once your like EAS is like ready, and once you got that final last day, you're like, F this, man. I'm out. And then years later, you'll be like, oh, okay, maybe I should have done that, but oh well. Can't change it now. And I need the closet space for my other stuff I have now. I can't tell if my humor is pissing you guys off or if you like it. I don't know. But yeah, just tell me to shut up. It's fine.
This is Whiskey 1 Mike Romeo Delta. I have someone out in front of my house with a flashlight.
All right. Yeah, you know what to do. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. You know. No idea. Yeah, no need to be paranoid. It's probably just some dipshit, but yeah. Yep. Yep. Semper Gumby. Semper Fi, but Semper Gumby. Always be flexible.
Well, it's interesting. I mean,
like,
you know, it's a little unusual.
With you guys, so
I don't know. I've been living here 14 years, and
over here we're just like, oh,
recall many times seeing someone walk by with a flashlight at
thing. We're not going to help them because it's
nearly midnight, and kind of be like they're just strolling around. I mean, it's kind of unusual.
It's probably some leafer from freaking New York coming up and walking around. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, always be ready.
Well, they seem to have disappeared for now, but I don't know. It's just you never know nowadays. But there's some activity going on here close to my house. My neighbor's decided to sell about 30 acres of his land, and he's got a 52-acre parcel behind me, and I'd like to, buy that land, but they might be bringing some activity out to this area because of that. I don't know about midnight, but you never know. Who knows? Maybe it's a stray neighbor walking a raccoon.
It's probably somebody looking for a down drone.
Yeah, that'd be great if it was, because I don't approve of any of those flying over my property.
People walking around out there this hour. But yeah, somebody, yeah, who knows? Yeah, just don't overreact. Maybe it's Doug walking personally to your house because he's been AWOL. He's so quiet tonight. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
I would like to give you one of them drones. I've been looking at one that's one of those fancy ones, and it's got thermal optics to it and night vision. Oh man, that'd be great to have an asset like that.
The funny point you brought that up, because I'd never even, last week we talked about this, and I never even brought this idea up. But since I got some new intel, I would like to share it. I would think that it is possible that, you know, this thing is like a thing orchestrated possibly by our own government, and we're trying to use it to be like, oh, there's a threat, oh, there's a threat, oh, there's a threat, oh, now we can use this to control the skies and create new laws to forbid citizens from being able to fly their own drones. So that was an idea I had, you know, because everything is false flags, and possibly, not everything, but some things can be, for sure. You know, where they just, you know, they're like, they have to create the reason why they have to make a law to forbid you from being able to do these things. That's where I'm getting at.
I think that one thing that's been proven to us is that there has been some sort of great leap in technology or use of the technology.
Yep, there has been. And what they can't have is just random Joe Schmoes like me and you just flying these things around with thermo technology. Even though we can, and we should be able to. You know, if they can do it, we should be able to do it too. If we're actually a free country like we say we are.
Yeah, I'd like to have one of those ones that I just talked about, at least to patrol my property boundaries and maybe set up on some of these different areas that I can look out. And if there ever was some sort of crisis, I would like to go a little further out and patrol at least around my area.
Yeah, that would be a nifty thing to have. Oh, there's flashlights outside randomly at midnight in Maine when it's freezing balls out. Send my drone up in the air. Let's go see what's going on. Yep, they don't want us to be able to do that. So they're trying to create something so they can take this away from us. It's the new, it's like the new internet.
Perhaps you can get FAA license for a drone. I do know that they have licensing procedures for drones, so if it's a matter of being licensed, I will do that.
Yeah, well said. I mean, yeah, that's probably what they're trying to push towards. So, yeah, they probably want, you know, anytime there's some kind of technology that can be used for nefarious purposes. I mean, let's face it, we've all seen the fucking Ukraine video, them dropping, of our own government using drones to drop grenades on fucking Russians and stuff. So, now that we have that stuff in our own, you know, arsenal, I can go to the store right now and get a drone from Costco for like $40. But, yeah, I think we can, you know, we can also 3D print the parts to create our own drones, and that's what they're scared of, and that kind of stuff. And, you know, yeah, they're going to have to enforce a whole new regulatory body to stop that, you know. So they're probably going to make this happen so they can enforce this to happen. So, I don't know. Or it's just a bunch of nerdy ham radio guys that are just getting together and being like, hey, at this date, let's all just release our drones and see if we can make headlines. Could be one of those too, so I don't know. I'm not completely anti-government.
What if it's something like ham radio where certain levels you have more privileges where you can go, you know, they might do something like that.
Oh, geez, can you imagine it? Oh, yeah, the technician's drone, you're only allowed to fly a certain height. Once you become general, you can fly even higher and go farther. Once you become a amateur extra class, you can, Yep, but then still, rogue people will still fly. See, it's still the same issue. Same with gun control. It's like people will still find these things and be able to do them, and they can print them out of their own fucking house. So I don't understand what regulating it is going to do. I mean, it'll cut down a good amount of the things that are happening, but it's not going to solve all of them. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't want drones flying over my damn house. That's for sure. So yeah. If we can have our drones fight other people's drones, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Or we can just fire them with buckshot or whatever. I mean, it is ridiculous. We can't just have this crap flying around, so I don't know. Yeah, it is weird because, you know, property just opens up a whole other can of worms as far as legality is concerned. Because when you own a home, your private... Like, you own the property all the way into the ground, straight into the ground, and then you also own the sky. Like, and this is stuff. This is like a lawyer's wet dream, man. Like, all this stuff. It's gotta be sorted out. It's all like new legislation and, you know, legal battles that have yet to be fought. And this is probably just the precedence that's gonna start. We have to figure it out somehow, so this is going to be the catalyst for it all.
Good morning. The time is 12 a.m.
KA1SHU, SKB. Why can't you shoot one down if it's over your house? Why is it they don't want you to shoot it down?
Well, because the round could fall down and hit somebody is their excuse, I guess. And, yeah, somebody just literally fired a firework over my house and it just blew up, like, over my house. Like, very close. Fucking loud as hell. I don't know why these people just, whatever. I don't know why out here, like, we should be, like, okay, I'm not going to say it on the air. I'll just shut up.
Well, I still have the person in front of my house, and it appears that they're walking a dog, kind of a small dog. I don't know. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's probably just either a new person that moved there from New York or whatever, or something, or it's feds. Who knows?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think it's a threat, though.
I really wish these pricks would stop blowing up aerials, explosive aerials that sound like M80s, and they don't know where the hell they're going. I don't trust these fucking people. They're not, like, educated in any way, meaningful way, to be able to do this stuff. It really pisses me off. But what am I going to do, open fire on them? I can find out where it's coming from very easily and finish the job, but I'm not going to do it because I'm a decent civil person. Alright, anybody else want to check into the Trash Panda Net? We got KJ5HNC, John, listening. We also have Whiskey 7 India Papa Alpha, Martin, listening. We also have a new one, Whiskey Mike 4 Juliet Mike. Any of you gentlemen want to chime in? And, yep, just drop your call sign and see what you got to say. Join the net. We're all welcome here. WH6GBN. So yeah, Doug, I've heard that breaking noise like twice. So, do you know what that is? Because I'm not attached to your repeater system. I can't tell. I can only just see who's checking in on that logger. Doug, you there? Hopefully he's doing plop plop with this Filipino wife. You know, when you get up there in age, you know, the love starts to die, and you just need to plop plop once in a while. So plop plop he is hopefully doing. Or he's shining flashlights out of Whiskey 1 Mike Romeo dumped his house to fuck with him. I have no idea. I'm just playing around. Alright, boys, I'll be listening. I'm talking too damn much. I'm getting... Yep. I'm on my second tall drink. So I'll just shut up and listen. WH6GBN.
Sam, did you say anything about Filipinos right now?
Yeah, I said you're probably plop-plopping your Filipino wife.
That's what I thought. Okay. Crossed the line there, Sam.
node.
48950.
Connected to node.
63425.
KC1, KLV. Are you out there, Kevin? KQ4, SKB. Hey, KC1, BLK, you out there? Yeah, go ahead, Paul. What's going on there? Place seems a little dead here. So I figured you might be listening and stir things up a little bit. Back to you. No, I just turned it on myself and heard you in there. I was watching the football game. I was watching Notre Dame play. So I don't know if it's been quiet or not. I don't know how long you've been in. But I just figured I decided to get on and see what's going on the trash tonight. Back to you. Not much going on here. Same old, same old. It's doesn't change much here. Same thing goes on every day, day in and day out. Yeah, what do you get for weather down there? Right now I'm looking at, let me see, 22 degrees right now. What are you in, about what, mid-60s? Hold on, I'll take a look, I'll get back to you. Yeah, I'm like 57, I guess, is what it is. Back to you. That's heat wave down here. Up there, they must be wearing snorkel jackets and gloves, mittens, everything else. Yeah. I was talking to somebody today about that. I'm running around in t-shirts and shorts, and they're dressed like it was freezing out. I don't remember what the temperature was. 70 something. I think it was 70, 74 maybe. Yeah. Yeah, he looked like he was headed to the North Pole. I believe it. I meant to say down there, not up there. Down there. Yeah, I know. Christ, what, 3 days ago, maybe? I think it was about, 52 at night up here? It's been nice. It's been crazy. You know, I'll take it. As long as I don't get any snow, I don't care. I'll deal with this for a little bit. Yeah, as long as I have to get out there and plow and all that other good shit, I'm happy with it. I can tell you this much. I don't miss that stuff anymore. That white stuff that punishes you guys. But there's nothing like going out and cleaning your yard up and getting it all cleaned up and then having it warm up and it raining like it never happened. Yeah, matter of fact, they did that last week. Like I said, me and Casey went out there and shoveled it all off because we had maybe about 2 inches of it, 3 inches. We did the driveway, the walkway, everything. And the next day, 24 hours later, you never knew we had snow. You've seen it. I sent you the pictures of it. Yeah. And then 24 hours later, like, we never knew what happened. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, I think about it, you know, after you told me the story. Yeah. You know, only thing, you know, I'm not laughing at you. Oh, I am laughing at you. Because the only thing I said was sunshine down here. Yeah, I felt like wasting my time. I knew my neighbor there, he was going to shovel his. I knew exactly what he was going to do. He's going to wait, you know, it's going to warm up, let the rain warm this, take care of it. And he's probably looking out his window laughing at me in case he says, look at those fools out there. They should just wait. But no, I was afraid it was going to turn into ice because it's supposed to drop down that night and then warm back up. I just don't want to deal with an icy driveway in the morning. But, yeah, I felt like I wasted, what was it, about an hour there, me and Case did. Felt like an hour wasted. But whatever. Did a little bit of exercise in it, I guess. Well, it keeps you from being a couch potato. It kept you busy for an hour or two. Hey, they say you got to move around a little bit to stay healthy. So, yeah, you can't bitch about it. Oh, that's true. That's the worst thing you can do, is stay idle and sit all the time at the age that we're at. You'll just stiffen up. Yeah, but we keep moving even though it kills. Yeah, the only thing that bothers me is my knees. My knees after all those years of lifting weights, they took a toll on me. And I'll tell you, they are hurting. But, you know what? We'll continue doing what we're doing with it. We'll nurse them with that K-tape. That K-tape seems to help pretty good. I use that during the day because I'm on them all day, and that seems to help it. It keeps it in place. Yeah, and, you know, a little bit of, like, riding the bike, keep them loose, too. And, light squats. This is very light squats. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the old tin man for some oil after. You know, oil me. Yeah, you feel like the Tin Man, for sure. Oh, it's crazy. It sucks getting old, but you know what? Nothing we can do about it. Friggin' parents used to tell us all the time. I remember my father used to get on me all the time because we have to gym all the time. Right? And he'll say, you know, Kevin, you may look good. He's on the other side, but you know what? As you get older, underneath the hood's going to get you. You're going to rot away, he said, underneath the hood. I used to laugh at him. Say, yeah, okay, Dad, you're crazy. Yeah, but no, he knew what he was talking about. Because I feel it for sure. But what can you gonna do? You can't stop living. That's for sure. Yeah, your dad, yeah, he's a pretty smart guy. He knew. Just like he told you about the souls that time. He knew. Yeah, he knew. Yeah. Like, everything he told me back in my teens about, like I said, the soul and everything else, it's absolutely happening. Absolutely happening. Because I see it and I look up at the sky and I say, Dad, you're right. I remember those talks as a kid. This is going to happen, this and that and all that, and where the money was going to be made, if you could go in your own business. And he's absolutely right, because it's unbelievable. He was talking about when I went to school there for HVAC. That's where the money's going to be, Kevin. And he's right. Look at the equipment now. You got heat pumps. A lot of technology in that, and they're dying for technicians. And he's absolutely about that. He was about the price of gas he was talking about. Everything he said back then is happening. It's crazy. It's like he knew. But, he always stuck his face in a book and magazines, and that's where he got all his information, I guess. But he was right, though. What he says is going to happen is happening. Right down the T. Oh, yeah. Hey, what did you ever do to air conditioning equipment? I remember you used to have the thing for charging the AC. I remember you went to school and you got certified for it. What did you ever do with that equipment? Yeah, I still have it. I got it here in my shed. I took it from the other house, and I got it here. No, it's still here, everything. The reclaim, everything I got. Yeah, I can still do that type of work. Not a problem at all. I got everything I need. Yeah, just got to keep up with it, which I've been. Yeah, I got it all still here. Ain't going nowhere. No. Yeah, that's big business down here. Yeah, AC. Yes, yeah. There's quite a few of them down here. It's pretty expensive to have, your automobiles and house air conditioning worked on down here. Yeah, pretty expensive. Most people have them, the outside ones, essential air. That's what most people run down here. Yeah, those 3 tons. Yeah, I see them. We got a few of them up here, but yeah, they're big down in Florida. The 3 tons for sure. Yeah. I know. I got a call about 2:30. They had no heat. I said, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Friday. I didn't want to get into anything big and stuff, and I really didn't want to take the call, but I took it, and I went over there and diagnosed the problem. Come down to it, it was a fucking board. The board was malfunctioning. It was giving me a lockout on, telling me my limiter switches weren't opening. No, weren't closing, rather. My high and low limiter switches, and the pressure switches, rather. And they were closing. They were doing their jobs. I even jumped them. And they were doing this job. I said, you know what? It's got to be this fucking board. So I went and got a board, put it in there, rewired it, worked. Never had a problem with it. Hung around for about a half hour. Let it run through. Ran perfect. Lady was happy. And I said, I was happy. I got done about 3:30. I said, you know what? I'm done for the day. And that was it. And turned out good. I didn't like it at first because it was 2 o'clock. I didn't know what I was going to go up against, Could have been there all friggin' night. And I said, oh, not on a Friday. But no, we got lucky and we took care of it. She was happy. And I was happy. And 3:30, I was done. Yep, back to you. Yeah, it's a pretty good trade to get into. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't stick with it, but you can always do it part-time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can, for sure. Well, that's what I think. I'm going to do it when I retire. Part-time. I mean, I went out of schools too, trade school. Yeah, they'll make it mad at me because what I was supposed to do when I went to school, he paid for me to go to school to do all this. And I went through it and got it all. He wanted me to work for myself. Why make others rich? He says, you make yourself rich. You know? And he's right, you know? But, many times we get a heated argument about that. And I walk out of that house, I wouldn't see him for a couple of weeks. I'd be so pissed at him. But he was right, you know? And today he's right. But it's never too late. Never too late, for sure. He always said that, too, you know? Never too late.
Hi, just wanted to touch base with you for a while. I haven't talked to you on the radio for a while, so I think, I'll let these guys have it back. Sit back and listen. Have a good one, Kev. I'll be here listening.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back here and I'm watching Storage Wars. Read the, what do you want to call this shit? Replays over and over. And, by the way, we talked about, what was it, Impractical Jokers a couple of weeks ago? It's still on TV. Yeah, I seen it the other night. It's reruns, though. Not new ones yet, but they still run the old ones. Impractical Jokers, yeah, that's still on. I remember we were talking about that. Just the reruns are on. All right, well, I'm going to sit back here and relax and watch Liberty TV and let whoever else wants to come in and take it over. Here's KC1 VLK. We'll be listening.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, Kev. KC4 SKB. I'll be monitoring.